Okay, sporty greetings and welcome. Shout out to everyone joining. I'll give it some time. It's about 10:05 a.m. in the United Kingdom. Should be 11 in Nigeria. I don't know where you are. I don't know what time it is. But welcome on board. It's always an action-packed world of sports. I get messages. People say, "Oh, Austin, you don't give us entertainment content," But don't forget, on the streets, I'm proudly Austin, and I love it so much. This is my YouTube channel. It's sports, entertainment, and so much more. And so, persons are asking me, where's the entertainment content? I understand that people want me to come on my live stream, play music, talk about the video, Bonobo, and the likes. But hey, my bias is sports, and sports is massive. It's so big, it got out of entertainment, So I want to just, leave it at that. But what's going on? So much is happening. We talked about the Super Eagles of Nigeria qualifying for the playoff that will kick off on November the 13th. Yeah, November the 13th in Rabat, Morocco. And we've been asking loads of questions. We've been calling out the Nigeria Football Federation and where is the list for the Super Eagles, because countries are already ready. Gabon, for instance, I showed you last night on that conversation that I had with Chelle. By the way, Chelle will soon join me. We will break down this Super Eagles list. So we were questioning it that if we're going to the World Cup and we are serious, we want to qualify for the World Cup through the playoff, then there should be a list. Now we should have a list of players that will execute that mission. So the Nigerian Football Federation, they say, okay, it's okay. Go to sleep. When you wake up, we'll give you the squad list. And so they've done just that. Try to see if I can just put it up and then read through it. And I'll bring in Chelle. Together we'll break it down. Yeah, with you. I want to do it with you too, because I think it's going to be an interesting conversation. I think I like this background. Yeah, let's leave it this way. So guys, that's the list. 24 Super Eagles players invited for the 2026 FIFA World Cup Africa Playoff Tournament. Why is it the Africa Playoff Tournament? Four countries qualified for the playoff in Africa. It is Nigeria, Gabon, Cameroon, and Congo DR. So Nigeria will play Gabon, and the winner of that will go to play the winner between Cameroon and Congo DR. And after that, they will go to the intercontinental stage. Chelle Ademola will break that down for me when it comes, but that's what's up. We now know the players that will execute that important assignment. The goalkeeper, Stanley Nwabali, plays his football with Chippa United in South Africa. There's Amos Obasege, plays his football with Singida Black Stars in Tanzania. There is Maduka Okoye. Last night, we tried to do a possible lineup squad lineup a possible squad for the World Cup playoff, and we said it there that maybe Maduka Okoye is his time now to, pop into the team, and yeah, he has his place now in that team. The defenders, captain of the side, William Ekong, plays his football with Al-Khaloud in Saudi Arabia. Calvin Bassey plays his football with Fulham FC right here in England. There's Oluwasemilogo Ajayi, plays football with Hull City in England. There is Bright Osayi-Samuel, plays football with Birmingham City in England. Also, Bruno Onyeka plays football with Olympiacos in Greece. Chidozie Awaziem plays football with Nantes FC in France. Zaidou Sanusi plays football with FC Porto in Portugal. Benjamin Fredericks plays football with Denda FC in Belgium. The revelation of this team got into the team during the Unity Cup, June, this year. And the guy has shown that, look, the young shall grow. I like it. I like what he's doing right there. Midfielders. Alex Iwobi plays his football with Fulham. I think he's got 89 caps now. So if he plays that game, he'll be going to 90. That massive baby. There's Frank Onyeka, plays football with Brentford FC of England. Hassan Yusuf plays football right there in the United States of America with New England Revolution. My man all day, every day. Wilfred Ndidi plays football with Besiktas in Turkey. Rafael Onyedika plays football with Club Brugge in Belgium. Arguably the most informed Super Eagles midfielder. I like what he's doing. So let's see if he can, impress Eric Chelle and his technical team and probably, lead that midfield for the Super Eagles, the forwards. That's Nigeria's strength. That's the powerhouse. Ademola Lookman plays football with Atalanta in Italy. There's Samuel Chukwueze plays football with Fulham. Right here in England, there's Victor Osimhen. Victor Osimhen. Victor Osimhen. Victor Osimhen. You don't just call Victor Osimhen. That's the hottest striker in the world right now. Yes, I said it. I said what I said. Victor Osimhen is the hottest striker in the world right now. He's the best striker in the world right now. Yes. Drink water and mind my business. Victor Osimhen is the best striker in the world. That's what it is. He plays football for Galatasaray right there in Turkey. He's the highest goal scorer at the moment in the UEFA Champions League with 6 goals. So I know what I'm saying, and I said what I said. Simon Moses plays football Paris FC in France, also in the mix. Chidera Ejuke. For Chidera to be in this team, I'm beginning to suspect Shola when he joins us. He's going to tell me what he did. Shola said Ejuke deserves to be in this team, and there you go. Chidera Ejuke has been called up. He plays football with Sevilla FC in Spain. Tolu Alokodare, big guy, strong, brings a lot of positive vibes into the team. I like his energy. Plays football with Wolverhampton Wanderers right here in England. Akot Daniels plays football with Sevilla FC right there in Spain. And Olakunle Olusegun, former junior international. I also like the vibes he's showing. That he wants to be part of this team. I love his energy. He's got good pace, good positional play. He played his football with Paris Nizhny Novgorod in Russia. I've been to Novgorod during the 2018 FIFA World Cup. I was right there in Russia. So that's the 24-man list. What is the assignment? Go to Rabat, Morocco, beat Gabon. After beating Gabon, go and play the winner between Cameroon and Congo DR, beat them, and pick Africa's ticket to the Intercontinental. 9 other teams from Africa, they're already chilling because they did what they did to qualify automatically. But this is what it is for the Super Eagles, because they didn't do what they had to do. So they have to go through this long route to make it to the World Cup in 2026 that will be hosted in the United States of America, Mexico, and Canada. So that's your list. Thank you to everyone joining on YouTube. I see you. I see everyone. Fawumi Mayowa, thank you. I see you watching right here in London. Remy, watching from New York. What time is it in New York? Thank you for joining. I see Shola waiting to join in, watching in London. Where you watching from, guys? You know, tell us. I want to know. And if you're ready to also break down this list with us, please, let's engage in the comment section. I'll be reading comments from TikTok. I'll be reading comments from YouTube. Those are the 2 platforms I'm working with this morning right here in England. The Super Eagles. What do you think, guys? This list that you've seen, I've read out the name. Shola will come, he will break it down for us again. It's all about this list. Do you think the Super Eagles, after what you saw against Benin Republic, do they have what it takes to pick a ticket to the 2026 FIFA World Cup? You think they can do it? Think it's going to be difficult? I don't think it's going to be difficult, because as it is now, guys, I'm not going to let's go local. Any die. So they have to do what they have to do to pick that ticket, that Africa Soul ticket to the World Cup. Now, JT McKenzie, I've been getting loads of comments about Gaten McKenzie, and look, I said what I said about him, about that Minister of Sport, Art and Culture in South Africa, and I'm ready to make him popular. I said I will make him popular, you know. So shall I just hold on? Let me bring out Gaten McKenzie's hate comments about Nigeria, because I'm not sleeping on that, and I'm not going to sleep on that conversation until FIFA do what they need to do what they have to do to change those South African officials, you know, because we said everything we said, and then FIFA thought we were joking, and they went to appoint South African officials for the playoff game between Nigeria and Gabon. I will say, FIFA, we don't want. Changed it. My sources told me that FIFA, they're under pressure, CAF, they're under pressure. They have to change those officials. No, we don't have any problem. But it's conflict of interest. We played South Africa in Group C for the main World Cup qualifier. South Africa picked the ticket from Group C, no problem. So FIFA, you cannot tell me that you do not sense the tense rivalry at the moment. And I like it. I like the rivalry. It's good for competitive football in Africa. But with Gayton Mackenzie's comments, it got people asking questions. And we're right to ask those questions. I want to show you. I don't have time to play it again. But before we finish this show, I'm going to play that video again, but it's on my YouTube channel. I'm going to paste for you to see, just in case you want to watch that conversation that I did. What Gayton Mackenzie did. Gayton Mackenzie, come up. Yeah, that's South Africa's Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture. His name is Gayton Mackenzie. I have vowed to make this man popular until he leaves football, sports general, because the game is fair play. Because sports has got the power to unite the world. And this man, wants to destroy all of the good values of sports. Gayton Mackenzie, right after South Africa qualified for the World Cup, he said that he does not want the Super Eagles of Nigeria to qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Robert Marawa was the anchor of the show on 947 right there in Johannesburg. And he said he doesn't like Nigeria. What is his reason? He said, I give the energy that you give. What energy did Nigeria give? He said Nigeria tried to sabotage South Africa from qualifying for the World Cup. And my brain was like, wait a minute. Nigeria tried to sabotage South Africa? Were we not all competing from the same group to pick a ticket? So the background story was when Teboho Mokoena, South African midfielder, picked 2 yellow cards during the qualifiers. And South Africa, in March, they were to play Lesotho, and they played Teboho Mokoena. And do you know the excuse they gave when it came out? They said they did not know that it was on 2 yellow cards. So why are you mad that FIFA docked South Africa of 3 points? So this guy went on to say all the nasty things, terrible things. He was so unprofessional. The best way I can describe him was uncouth. He was so uncouth. He wasn't thinking as a leader, a public official. He wasn't respecting values. He lacked ethics. He came out, said a lot of terrible things about Nigeria. And we said, okay, we have qualified for the playoff. Nigeria will stay focused and go to this playoff. Only for this guy, after South Africa qualified, to start making all of these comments. Then, as if that's not enough, okay, we say, Gayton Mackenzie, we see you, we hear you, but we're not going to get into the mud with you, because if you get into the mud with a pig, you are also a pig. FIFA, now getting ready for the World Cup playoff, they gave us this guy as center referee. His name is Abongile Tom. That's him right there. FIFA gave us a South African referee as the main man, the center referee. No disrespect to Abongile Tom. He's a top professional. But man is from South Africa. He is from South Africa. We have a problem with it. FIFA didn't stop there. FIFA went on to give us assistant referee from South Africa. We say, what's going on? What is all this? FIFA didn't stop there. FIFA also gave the head of the video assistant referee from South Africa. And you want to tell me that's not dirty politics? South Africans have been coming for me. Austin, it's not dirty politics. Austin, stop saying this. Austin, don't say that. I said no. Take off your mask as a South African. We played in the same World Cup qualifying group. A lot of nasty, terrible antics went down during the qualifiers. And you're telling me that there's no politics in this? Patrice Motsepe, you are the leader of football in Africa. You want to tell me that you cannot use your influence to call FIFA to say this cannot happen for the World Cup qualifiers, for the playoff in Morocco. We cannot have South African referees to officiate Nigeria versus Gabon. Someone is telling me that no, that if we have no problem with the professionalism or the transparency of Abongile Tom, that we shouldn't complain. We are complaining. And shout out to the NFF. For the first time, The NFF got really proactive. They got that appointment letter today. That same day in the evening, they sent a strongly worded letter to FIFA. Change it. FIFA, we are not fighting, but we don't want South African officials. Change it. FIFA, take them off. Yes. What was the reason the NFF gave? They said it's conflict of interest, and I agree with them 100%. Conflict of interest. We do not want South African officials. Not one, not two, three. Take them off. In fact, FIFA gave the referee assessor for the game from Benin Republic. Same Benin Republic that was in Group C. Are you telling me there's no politics in here? No. It's not going to happen. So we said, take them off. It's conflict of interest. We don't want. And that letter charged FIFA to respect the principle of neutrality that governs international football. And that's what it is. Be neutral, FIFA. Whatever it is that is happening in the background. We have the Minister of Sports in South Africa saying he doesn't want Nigeria to qualify for the World Cup. That's an influential man in South Africa. Are you telling me that we should just leave it because Abongile Tom and his colleagues are professionals? It's not going to happen. FIFA, we do not want. Take them off. Change them. FIFA is under serious pressure now. They have to change them. We do not want. So there's been unconfirmed reports here and there that they have been changed, but we want to see that statement from FIFA, from CAF, and the NFF. So if I don't see three sources confirming that these officials have been taken off, then we are going to keep calling out FIFA. We will continue to call out FIFA. Yes, because for local palace, we go say now Ojoro. We see Ojoro here already. We no go agree. Ojoro did the team. Yes, take off those South African officials. We want to play football. Nigeria and the Super Eagles, they have struggled and they've made it to the playoff. We're not going to now allow, because one or two persons have skewed opinion about Nigeria, they will now mess it up. So that's the background that you need to know about the playoff. Let me bring up this again. Shall I just hold on? Shall I stand in by to do the analysis of the list with me? Let's see. Shout out to the guys on TikTok. They're on fire. I see the comments. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it coming. Let's also keep the comments coming on YouTube. I'm going to read it. This is for the fans today. I just want you to, give your views as regards the lists. The 24-man list for the playoff is very important. It's crucial. Any English ought to put pivotal for Nigeria to beat Gabon. In fact, pick the ticket from Africa and ensure that they make it to the intercontinental playoffs. One more. Let me just let you know the dates and the fixtures for the playoffs, and then we'll get into the main conversation. So you've seen Abongile Tom, the referee from South Africa, that we say we do not want. Take your South Africa referee and go FIFA and give us a proper referee that is without bias, that will come there, be open, be transparent, that nobody can call him before the game and try to put ideas right in his head because they don't like Nigeria. So that's the playoffs right there that we are talking about. That's the focus. November the 13th, right there in Rabat, Morocco, Nigeria will take on Gabon. So it's important you keep that date. It's next week, Thursday. On Monday, the Super Eagles players that have been invited for the playoff, they're expected to be in Rabat, Morocco. The 24 players, and then Coach Eric Chelle and his team, they will get to work to see how we can, get this team ready for the World Cup. Just give me a minute. I'll bring in Shola now. Give me a minute. I'll be back. I'll be right back. Give me a minute. Okay, I'm back. So you have a background understanding now. I've shown you the list of players invited. So let's bring in Shola and get into the conversation. This one will be fire because last night Shola and I were here for about 2 hours and it was such a good conversation. Shola, good to have you back. So this is back to back from night into the morning. It's party after party. Good to see you, bro.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, Austin. Good morning, TikTok. Good morning, YouTube. We're ready.
That's right. Let's go. Let's go. Shola, don't lie to me. You had a peep into Eric Chelle's notes. You called Chidera Ejuke Alvara. He was right there in the list. What did you, Shola? What did you do?
I mean, Ejuke has performed well this season. So that call-up was overdue. So it was just a matter of timing, and I'm happy Eric Chelle did the right thing. I'm so glad to see his name on the list.
Yeah, it was a good one. It was a good one. But basically, I think I think 95% of the same list that was called up for Benin Republic, right?
Yes. The list between this round of games and last month's round of games, there's only maybe about 3 or 4 players difference. So one being Ejuke, the other being Awaziem, who we also discussed about yesterday. Bright Osayi-Samuel came back from injury, and Okoye, the goalkeeper, is back in the spotlight.
Fantastic. And I think you mentioned Okoye too. There's nothing you tell me this guy. You spoke to someone inside the Super League. There's nothing Shola will tell me. So that's the list again. The one I read the first time. I just wanted you to know, where they play. But this is the list released by the Nigeria Football Federation. I'll run through it again. Shola called Okoye Maduka for goalkeepers, and he's right there. You already know the regular Stanley Nwabali. But you also called Ademola, but he's not in the list. Amas Obasoge plays his football with Singida Black Stars in Tanzania. Coach Eric Chelle and his team, they decided to go with him. What's it about this guy? You preferred Ademola, but it seems they prefer Amas.
Yeah, that's a very interesting take. The reason why I liked Ademola was because of his international European experience, but it looks like the coaching crew have gone for someone that's based in Africa. I mean, Amas is a good keeper in his own right, and the Tanzanian league is still very competitive. I don't think he will get any minutes in the Gabon game or the final against Cameroon or DR Congo, but he must have done enough for the team to call him back.
Fantastic. Okay, so that's the goalkeepers for you. Stanley Nwabali plays his football with Chippa United in South Africa. I told you Amas Obasoge, who plays his football in Tanzania, and there's also Maduka Okoye. What's it about Maduka Okoye? Shola, what's he been doing lately?
He's been on fire form. He was banned for 2 months due to some match fixing allegations. He came back. He's kept the post for Udinese over the last 2 or 3 weeks. He's had very, very high match ratings. He's performed some great saves. He's played in some big games. I remember watching the game against Juventus. He pulled off some great saves. He looks like he's back to give Stanley Nwabali some strong competition. And I think right now we need this. When Stanley Nwabali came into the team during the last AFCON, he looked like our savior. He was performing during a period where we were having a keeper crisis. But this year, some of his performances, the standard may have dropped a bit. So having both Maduka and Stanley together, it will increase competition in the team.
I agree. We need that, because you remember we talked about it back in the day, the 90s and early 2000s. We had that competition and we never had goalkeeping, issues. So hopefully, but Maduka Okoye and this fine boy narrative, the ladies, don't distract him. when it comes to camp now, they will start putting pictures everywhere on social media and distracting the man, you know. So, ladies, this is very crucial. When Maduka Okoye comes to camp, let's reduce the distractions, you know. Let's go to the defenders. You called some of the names and they appeared. William Ekong is right there. Calvin, Bassey, Bright, Osayi-Samuel, Bruno, Yemachi, Ajayi, Semi. Don't forget, I think now he has picked 2 yellow cards and we miss this match against Gabon. So just as what Gabon did with their list, inviting Mikonfia and hoping he'll beat Nigeria to advance and he plays. That's the same thing we're doing with Semi Ajayi, and it's Chidozie Awazien, Zaidu Sanusi, and Benjamin Fredericks. Shola, all the names you called for the defenders last night appeared.
I don't know anybody in the NFFO. I'm just judging based on performances that I've seen over the last couple of months. I think those players.
You know your analysis, so big up to you.
And I'm very happy to see Awaziem called up in particular. Playing centre back, which he's been doing for Nantes in France. He can play right back, and he also has the technical capability to play as a central defensive midfielder. As we've lost Olaino, we only have one right back right now in Osayi-Samuel. So we need cover. We need players that can play in multiple positions. And I think in Benjamin Fredericks and Awaziem, we have enough cover across the back line.
I think we do. I think this is just it, you know, for me. And you said what you said last night. Do you want to say it again this morning? If you're to pick this team with William Ekong start?
No. For me, I think William Ekong has a role to play in the squad as the leader, his commitment, his passion, as the voice of the team when dealing with internal matters. But on the pitch, over the last year or so, the level of his performance has declined, if I'm being honest. You know, he scored a couple of own goals. The game against Zimbabwe, they easily dribble past him to score in Oyo. So I think he has a role to play coming off the bench. Maybe in the last 10 minutes of the game, when we need an extra defender to defend the lead and we want to park the bus, then we can call in Ekong. I think Benjamin Fredericks is the future, and the future is now. For me, Benjamin Fredericks starts.
So if we're to play 3 defenders, what would they be?
If we're to play 3 defenders, then Ekong, interestingly enough, can play. If you look at the last AFCON, Pesiro built his team with 3 at the back. Ekong partnered by Bassey and Semi Ajayi. So even though he may not be the most talented, his leadership and organization at the back, there was value in that. When we moved back to a back 2 or back 4, and Ekong became one of the 2 central defenders, he struggled in the qualifiers. So if coach decides that he wants to go back to a back 3, then there's space to accommodate Ekong. So in that case, it would be Fredericks, Ekong, and Bassey. If it's a back 4, it's just Bassey and Fredericks.
I think I agree to that too. No disrespect to William Ekong. He still has his own thing going on in the team, you know, but I think he's been around for quite some time, and maybe man is just getting tired. And it's not easy to be a leader and also, you know, playing on the pitch. Sometimes you need to sit on the bench and see where, you know, direction is needed, and then you give it. But shout out to William Ekong, fantastic leader. No disrespect in any way. The midfielders, we talked about this last night. Shola, you said that it's ideal to have 6 midfielders, but we've got 5. We'll take it.
Yes, we'll take it. And despite the happiness that I have with this squad, there's always room for improvement. And that's one of the points that I think the coach, especially going into AFCON, we need to address this. 5 midfielders for this type of crucial international break is simply not enough. You know, one red card and one injury,
And
and we have big problems.
yeah.
So my advice to the coaches and the coaching squad is let's prioritize the midfield. That is the heartbeat of any football team. You know, we can't be calling 5 midfielders. It's not enough. In my opinion, it's not enough. We need one more player for us to feel comfortable.
Wow, one more. But it's all the names that we talked about on the show last night. But for me, I'd have loved to see Chrisantos Uche. You gave your reasons why he wouldn't be making the team and all of that, but I think man has got the energy, you know, the driving technicality that I think is missing. We saw it in the Unity Cup, you know, when it came on. But hey, this is football where, you know, you're as good as your last game. Do you think that's part of the reason why he's not part of this team?
Yeah, to your point, he had an amazing performance in that Unity Cup. He was one of the best players that, you know, were introduced to that team at that time. But at that time, he was playing in La Liga. You know, he was getting minutes every week. Since then, he's moved to a new country, a new league, a new club. I think him and, to an extent, Victor Boniface, they need time to settle into their new clubs. You know, now's not the time to call them in such crucial games. Let them develop themselves at the club level. There'll be matches in the future, God willing. We have AFCON. We have World Cup to look forward to. There'll be time for us to call these types of players back.
We'll see. We'll see. Let's go to Nigeria's Alagbara. Nigeria's strength, Nigeria's energy, Nigeria's game plan, Nigeria's tactic, everything, our strategic plan, everything is on these forward players. Ademola Lookman, Moses Simon, Victor Osimhen, Tolu Arokodare, Chidera Ejuke. There's something Shola needs to tell me. He's in the team. Akko Adams, you know, made good use of the chance that was given to him. Same with Olakunle Olusegun. Remember when we played that friendly against Russia, he showed glimpses. He showed that, look, I can play in this team, you know, and that's it right there with his chance. And of course, the man that I thought transformed this football, was efficient, was productive in that game against Benin Republic, Samuel Chukwueze, also in the list. Does this one excite you, Shola?
Yes, it's a very, very, very strong forward line. I think the coach got it spot on. I'm very, very happy with the output of Samuel Chukwueze and Osayi-Samuel last game. They both provided us assists. You know, now they've set a new standard. We hope that they bring that into this round of games. Chidera Ejuke, I think, is a wild card. I think it's a great addition to the team. He's arguably the best dribbler in the squad. In terms of beating the fullback and getting the cross into the box, that is what he is special at doing. And in this type of game where we expect Gabon to just sit back and defend, sometimes we need a moment of individual brilliance. Somebody that's just going to take the game to them. That's something that Ejuke can bring to this team. However, he just needs to manage his decision-making once we get to the final third. You know, sometimes he likes to dribble too much. He just needs to release the ball quicker. On the point of Olakunle Olusegun, I have a different opinion to everybody else.
Tell me.
Me, personally, I wasn't very impressed with what I saw in that Benin game. I think he has the speed. He has the raw talent. But I don't think he's ready for this fixture. I'm glad that the coach has given him an opportunity, and hopefully he can prove me wrong. But there were several chances that he was able to get himself into against Benin due to his raw speed. But when that moment came in the box where it was time to shoot or play that final decisive pass, he wasted that opportunity maybe 2 or 3 times. So that decision making at this elite level, from what I saw, was lacking. But this is another round of games. Hopefully he can prove me wrong.
I see. No, it's okay. It's okay. That's the balance that I'm talking about. Some persons like the fact that he's just getting into the team and he's showing signs that he can actually be in the team. And I'm sure the technical crew, they'll probably saw something in him that they want to build upon, you know. But yeah, we'll see. So if Olakunle Olusegun isn't in this team, who would you like to see there?
So we currently have 5 wingers in this team. That's Olusegun, Ademola Lookman, Chukwueze, Simon Moses, and Eduke. I don't think we need 5 wingers. I would have taken one of those wingers out and replaced them with an extra central midfielder. That would have given us more balance between midfield and attack, and I would have called in another central midfielder. It could have been Uche. It would have been Akin Samiro that's playing in Serie A.
I know you like it. Yeah, I know you do. It's okay.
It could have been him, but I have heard that he had a shoulder injury in the game that he played yesterday. That's why he wasn't called up. But for me, I would have called in another midfielder to just shore up the midfield.
I agree. I think, and you know what it does? It's good to make sure that there's some level of competition in there, you know, so that all the players will sit up, you know, and know what they're doing. Someone on TikTok is saying, what about Kayode of Brentford? You know, look, we can go about and call names, you know, someone is saying Philip Otele, but when you play for the national team, guys, it's a different thing entirely. Some persons will come to the national team and then they will freeze because you need that blend, you need that cohesion, you need that understanding when you're coming to play in the national team. And whether or not you like it, if 85% of the squad have been together for some time and they have been playing with themselves, if you go and bring Shola, well, because he's doing so well in his club side, to come and disrupt that understanding, because these guys are like brothers, they know themselves, you know. By the time you bring someone in, then it becomes a problem. But that's the headache of the coaching crew. That's why we must play a lot of friendly matches where you try people. And that's why Shola, I get so pissed when you invite new faces to the team and you're not playing the one we play friendly matches. Makes no sense.
That's something that we have to acknowledge the current coach for. In the Unity Cup, he really blooded in maybe 5 or 6 new players. One of them being Benjamin Fredericks, Felix Agu, Uche Christantus. So he's called in a lot of players and he's used friendlies well. So we just want to keep encouraging him to do that. In terms of the likes of Philip Otele and Kayode at Brentford, those are great options. You know, they're really talented individuals.
Yeah.
But for the level of fixture, the importance of this game, I wouldn't have called in fresh faces. We need to, to your point, we need to reserve those types of individuals for friendly games. You know, people that are coming in new, we need them to be tested first before we throw them into the fire pan.
Yeah, Woody Graham on TikTok. If we make it to the World Cup, all those ones like Tosin that refuse to help us shouldn't be called. There's been, should I say, harsh criticism on some players currently, particularly Tolu Arokodare. Do you think we need to be patient with players, particularly with what Woody just said? You know, Shola, when players come into the team, do they need to just boom get into it the way Akon Adams did?
It's in their best interest to just get into it like the way Akon Adams did, because you'll be called back. You know, the level of competition that this coach is trying to build. I see a future Super Eagles where if you don't perform, you'll be out, and that's the best place to be. Previously, some players played, you know, with that big man character where they didn't want to track back, they didn't want to run, they weren't showing hunger, and Nigerians were fed up. Whether they performed or not, they knew they were guaranteed a place on the team. But I think we're slowly moving away from that era. Everybody now is hungry. So it's in their best interest to come and perform. Yesterday, you asked me about Cyril Dessers. When he came last game, he didn't perform. They didn't call him back. Now, Ako Adams has come in, Tolu has come in, these guys have performed, they're here. If they don't perform to the standard, we have more players in the waiting line to come in. And this is the type of culture that we need for the Super Eagles to prosper. Those days of big man football should be over. To the comment on TikTok about the likes of Tosin, Ghana have a similar situation with the likes of Nketiah and Callum Hudson-Odoi now saying that they would like to play for Ghana because, Ghana have now qualified for the World Cup. And the Ghanaian coach said it. It's not one blanket rule for every player. Some players we've been chasing for 3 or 4 years, they said no. In most instances, they don't deserve a call-up now because they weren't there fighting for the team to get this position. But there's other players who we've never really engaged before. So why should we block those players from playing at the World Cup if we've never had that interaction? So I don't think it's a one rule for everybody. I think it should be judged case by case. Yeah. In the case of Tosin, Nigeria have approached him previously, and he's been dragging his feet with England. He came to Nigeria, I think it was last summer, and he toured, I think, several states, or he might have just been in Lagos. And I think for me, if I was the coach, I would give Tosin the deadline of AFCON. If you do not come and join us in AFCON, don't expect to join us at the World Cup. That would be my stance in that situation.
Man, I'm just having a look at this Frank Onyeka's goal again. The guy has just this goal with this goal. If we don't see Frank Onyeka again in the team, Nigerians, they will go to the street and say, where is Frank Onyeka? And that's why I agree that when you have a chance to play for the Super Eagles, you must bring impact into it because, boy, oh boy, Frank Onyeka just got in and we needed that first goal and he scored. Very, very important. So that's it right there. I just wanted you guys to see a bit of what happened. I want to see that goal again. I liked it so much. Frank Onyeka got it and then he did his thing for Nigeria in that 4-0 win against Benin Republic, And Chelle, look, I'm going to get into that lineup against Benin Republic and I will both have a look and see if it's okay for Coach Eric Chelle and his team to, believe in that same lineup. Do you think that's an appropriate way to go again for the playoff?
For me, due to the seriousness and the importance of doing what we need to do to win, I wouldn't go into this game with a 4-4-2. I think we need more coverage in the midfield. This game is just a knockout. We can't be so open and think we can just use our strikers to overwhelm the team. We need to respect our opponent and remove one striker and play 3 midfielders. So I will go with a 4-3-3. I would leave Osimehn up front alone and congest and pack the midfield. Because we have to understand, even though Gabon are seen as a smaller nation, they have one of the best finishers in Africa. If you give Aubameyang one chance, he will take it. So we need to ensure that we are controlling this ball. The midfield is packed. We have bodies there. I'm not comfortable going into this game with a 4-4-2. We got away with it against Benin, but Benin are a weaker team than Gabon. And lastly, we played Benin in Oyo. That was a home game. This game is not a home game, so we need to be more cautious in our approach. We need to show the opponents respect. I'll be very surprised if Eric Chelle continues with 2 strikers up front.
But Chelle, isn't our strength from the wings? So if we played effectively on 4-4-2, won't we get the results we want?
Yes. We can get the result we want. However, we can still use wing play in a 4-3-3. When you look at all of the big clubs today, you look at City, you look at Arsenal, you look at Liverpool, they don't play with 5 strikers. They don't play with 3. They just have the one striker supported by 2 wide men and 3 midfielders. In fact, how many teams actually play with 2 strikers now? We have to ask ourselves this question. Not many teams are doing it. We have the luxury of doing it against the likes of Lesotho, Zimbabwe, Benin, but Gabon are a different kettle of fish. These are formidable opponents, so we need to give them that respect.
Yeah, I agree. Someone is also agreeing with you on TikTok that the 4-3-3 is effective. But my problem with the high pressure, when you're not with the ball, what are you doing?
So I think what Eric Chelle is trying to create, and he's not said this, but this is what I've interpreted. Regardless of the formation that we play, whether it's 3 at the back, 3 up front, 2 up front, the principles must remain. The attitude, the hunger, that Lagos ball that I mentioned yesterday, it must be there, regardless of if it's 4-4-2, 4-3-3, 4-1-2-1-2.
Style.
Yes.
System.
The system, the identity, it must be there. So what that means is, regardless of the formation, those boys are going to press. They're going to chase. They're going to track back. They're going to be aggressive. That doesn't require a formation. That's to do with attitude.
I see. I agree completely, Chelle. Let's go and have a look at the lineup that did that demolition work against Benin Republic. Because if you leave Nigerians, I said it last night, our football is in a state of emergency. It is the team that performs that I want to see. And this was how we started against Benin Republic. This is it right here, Chelle. Should we go this way again?
Now, great question. When this team was announced, we needed 4 goals to qualify, right? If we had scored 3 goals, we wouldn't have done enough to qualify. So what does that mean? The objective in that match was different. In this game against Gabon, we don't need 4 goals to qualify. We just need 1 goal and park the bus. This is a completely different type of game that requires a different type of strategy and match plan. We don't need to score 3 goals. We don't need to play tiki-taka. We just need to do a job. Collect the 3 points, collect the win, and go. Whether we win 1-0, or whether we win 10-0, it doesn't make a difference. Therefore, for me, I wouldn't use this team because our objective has somewhat changed.
So you think this team can be punished if they meet a good team?
I mean, when we look at the Gabon team, throughout the qualifiers, they actually scored more goals than Nigeria did. You know, Aubameyang scored 7 goals in the qualifiers. Bouanga, that plays in MLS, he's on fire. He scored 8 goals. He scored more goals than Aubameyang. They have Lamela, that plays with Osimehn in Galatasaray, a very, very creative attacking midfielder that loves to supply those passes to Aubameyang. So, yes, our attack is our strength. But then what does that mean about our defense? That means that it's not our strength. So doesn't that mean we need to focus on providing security and ensuring that we're not vulnerable at the back, because this is a different type of game.
And that's what we talked about last night, Chelle. Everybody is doing their role. If Alex Iwobi is coming to pick the ball, he must be brave enough to drive. You must make it forward play. If you pick the ball and you're making a pass this way, or you're making a pass this way and it gets intercepted, everyone is now coming back again. But when we do the high press and everybody is joining, and then we soak in pressure and put more bodies up front to execute, I don't think system, because you see modern football, you can tell the switch. Sometimes on the 4-4-2, you go to 4-3-3, depending on the kind of momentum that they are building as a team. But you see, I always tell persons that you can talk tactics, strategies from now to tomorrow. Execution matters. So, Chelle, if you're a coach and you say that these players are comfortable to play 4-4-2, would you force a 4-3-3 on them?
No.
That's the problem, Chelle. That's the problem. So if these guys come and they are feeling so good, feeling so sexy with the last win against Benin Republic, and on current form, if you put Benin Republic and Gabon, what we saw during the main qualifiers, then there was no pushover. They were a pretty decent team. So if the players now said to themselves on the pitch, let's start switching and doing what works for us, what do you think that can do for the team?
No, I think it will do wonders if the coach prioritizes playing players in their strong positions and playing them to their strengths. Yesterday, we spent some time talking about Alex Iwobi, as you mentioned just now. We need Alex Iwobi further up the pitch. We don't need him at the back. So, to your point, we need our players playing in their optimum position where they're able to do damage to the best of their ability. Right. I do think Gabon is a stronger opposition than Benin. I don't think we'll be beating Gabon 4-0. Honestly, I don't. They had a great qualifying campaign and they nearly topped their group. You know, this is a team that Ivory Coast, who are CAF champions, just about beat. There were no pushover in the qualifying phase. And the likes of Aubameyang, they have an elite striker. Benin do not have any elite players that play at the likes of Arsenal, Galatasaray. Benin, Gabon have players who have played at top clubs. So we need to respect them. If we go there and just open up ourselves with a 4-4-2, you know, they might just hit us on the counter attack, hit us on the break, execute their game plan, take the win, and we're out of the World Cup. So we need to devise a different strategy because the circumstances in this game are completely different to the last game. And there's more at stake. Yeah.
I agree. That's why no matter the analysis you give to me, Chelle, I told you that with that game against Benin, if it was even Brazil, they might take 6-0. Because the man who is on the ground fears no fall, Chelle. They know that this one, it was so sure that South Africa was going to do their thing against Rwanda. They just need to beat Benin Republic big time to get into the playoff conversation. I agree with you that no game is the same, but this is what we have for now. And at the moment, Eric Chelle and these guys, they need to find a way to, you know, neutralize Gabon, because Gabon and everything that I've seen of them, I've been monitoring their media, they are pumped up, Chelle. They are pumped up, and you wouldn't blame Gabon with the confidence that they have. This is the same Super Eagles that couldn't beat Lesotho, same Super Eagles that couldn't beat Zimbabwe. That can be some level of, you know, motivation for Gabon as we get ready for it. But highlights from the last game against Benin Republic, I really want us to understand what's going on, you know, Chelle. And you talked about some players that stepped up for the first time in so many years. Samuel Chukwueze with 2 assists. Victor Osimhen with 2 assists. There was no Ademola Lookman in that game, and we didn't have problems. Was it about what I talked about, that they were already on the ground and feared no fall, or it was just a mentality switch?
I think it's a combination of the two. You know, hats off to the coach. We've seen a gradual progress in the Eagles. Since this manager has joined this team, the team has gradually improved. So I think we're just going to continue to see this. He's played 9 games and he hasn't lost 1 game. I do think, though, part of it was the fact that these boys want to go to the World Cup. So the level of hunger and determination they showed in this game, we have not seen it in a long time. Maybe since the last CAF. Those boys really, really, really want to go to the World Cup, and they've seen it.
That defense splitting pass from Samuel Chukwueze. Did you see how they pressed to get the ball? And did you see how Victor Osimhen finished it? If you'd see the way they played this game, and I think it was in the opening minutes of the game. And this one talking about the development. You see, he got the ball and entered that pass. And then Osimhen was going to do the job.
Yes, and you know, we mentioned this yesterday. Osimehn is our main man. We know this, but for Osimehn to do his job, the midfielders, the wingers, they must do their job. And you said it. Simon Moses, 2 assists. Chukwueze, 2 assists. You know, we scored from set piece. When last did we actually score from set pieces? When last did we score from free kicks and corners? You know, we saw different types of goals in this game. You know, this team looked like a well-drilled team. They looked like a team that had players playing in Europe. They scored a variety of goals. So what this means is that they're capable. So we just need to keep this momentum going forwards. And in order for Osimehn to deliver a hat-trick again, we need the likes of Simon Moses and Chukwueze to deliver those quick passes. You mentioned it. That sublime pass by Chukwueze. In other games, I've seen him just have his head down and just want to dribble, take on 3 players and lose the ball. In this game, he wasn't doing that. The moment he got it, there was a clear instruction for him to find Osimehn, and they did it over and over and over again. So if they can continue with this approach, Osimehn will score goals.
That's right. That's right, Chelle. Control the ball with his right foot, set the pass with his left. No time. 2 seconds to think. Where is Victor Osimhen? And you know, with Victor Osimhen in that box, it's his danger lights that will be blinking. You get what I mean? So, Chelle, there was no. That was Samuel Chukwueze again with an effective cross right there. You see,
in games, maybe he tried to dribble the defender and then run down the dead end. But in this game, he just opened up his body and got the cross in. That's what we need. We don't need step overs. In this type of knockout football, we don't have time for step overs or skill. No, we don't want that. We want efficient football.
I agree. And someone is saying Coach Eric Sekushel should play Chidera, Emmanuel, and Joseph Ekele. He said Eric Sekushel should play Chidera Ejuke in the playmaker role. I agree, because we're also lacking that, because Iwobi hasn't really given that to me. But you just say we want efficient football. We don't want to come and do leg over. We want to win.
Yes, I do think Ejuke has the talent to start for Nigeria. But, you know, all this leg over, step over, he does like to do it a lot. And I think in this type of game, we do not need that. We need the Benin type of game where when the wing's got the ball, it was to service, it was to supply. So if he does play, he needs to be given strict instructions to release the ball on time. That's all we need. When you get it, pulse. When you get it, move. Simple. Nothing complicated, nothing too fancy.
Did you see that loose ball? And now look at this delivery from Samuel Chukwueze. There was that instruction in his head that wherever Osimhen is and he's standing alone, send the ball to him. You see, Benjamin Fredericks was thinking he would go back to him, and then so they can do that driving. But man saw Osimhen, the far corner, and look at it right there, boom! And Osimhen will not disappoint.
When we look at previous games in that same situation, previously Chukwueze might have tried to dribble the man, but in this situation there was no point. Just get the ball in the box. We don't want to see step over. That's right.
And the Chukwueze that we know now, because if you check before that cross came in, the players were already out for the high press. If we have now lost that ball, we will now be running back. Which would be very difficult because persons were already in there. Remember, it was from a throw. Benjamin Fredericks gave it to Chukwueze and he sent the throw. I agree 100% that before Chukwueze want to be doing all those, we do not want all of that, you know.
We don't want.
Emmanuel is saying that, please, someone should answer me. What is Hassan Yusuf doing in this list? Is it better than Chris Santos Uche?
Good question. Now, do you want me to take that one, Austin?
Yeah, but we need to think. We need to think, because this is not about who is better. It's who can function with the team. Hassan Yusuf has been with the team. Guys, see, when coaches call players, it's not about who is better. It's not about who is performing in his club. Hassan Yusuf has been with the team, was very decent from the last AFCON. And so they've been trying to, see how we can get that blend in the midfield, Chelle.
Austin, I 100% agree with you. And to add to your point, we have to look at profile of the player. Uche, as I said yesterday, he made a name for himself playing as a striker in Getafe. He can't do that for Nigeria because we have Osimehn there, we have Lookman there, we have Ako Adams there. He's not a better striker than our actual strikers. Our Hassan is a defensive / central midfielder. So he has a different role to play for Nigeria. So I would rather...
Versatility. But some people argue that Crisantis Richard brings that into the team too, Chelle.
Yes, he can do it. However, for his club side, he's not doing that. If you go and watch his games for Getafe, he was their number 9. For Crystal Palace against Arsenal the other week, he came on as one of the forwards. So we can't expect him to play as a forward for his club sides. And then when it comes to Nigeria, he now plays a DM. And then if he doesn't perform as a DM, we will be the first people to crucify him, saying when you're playing for your club side, you're doing all of this. And then when you come to Nigeria, you're not performing. But Nigeria are not playing him in the right position. So it's better we call players who can fulfill a role. When you look at my last point, when you look at any nation or any club, different players have different roles to play. When you look at Chelsea, Caicedo is a DM. Allows the likes of Palmer to go on and attack. In the Nigerian setup, if Hassan plays, he will do the DM role. He will clean up. He will ensure that the defense is secure. That will allow the likes of Moses, Chukwueze, Osimehn to go out and attack and express themselves. Uche doesn't want to sit back and defend. So why would we call him to come and sit back and defend?
Egypt Sport Media on TikTok said that Santos Uche has never played in 9 in a 9 position in Getafe before. I think I've seen him do that. Guys on TikTok, if you want to join us on YouTube, please join the conversation, because so you can really understand what we're doing. I just want to use this to pump the excitement so we can come on YouTube. So GK Sport, I'd like to have you because I'll be bringing some of the fans to also analyze the list. I want to make it for you guys. It's this show is for you guys. So proudly Austin on YouTube or Austin Okonakpan on YouTube. Just search, join the conversation, drop those comments in the on the comment box, and then I will read it. And if you want to join the conversation, I'll gladly bring you in. So guys on TikTok, let's do that. If you can join on YouTube, it will be awesome. Chelle, I just wanted to show you how serious they were in that game against Benin Republic. This was the 3rd goal, Chelle. Now, look at how they set up for this goal. You can see that it is 50th minute on the clock. Nigeria 2, Benin Republic 0. And the Super Eagles wanted more goals. To show that when these boys want to play football, Chelle, nothing stops them. They play football. Look at the Super Eagles player here that Osayi-Samuel can pass the ball to. That's a distraction. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These guys not be able to find Victor Osimhen. So the Benin guys will be wondering, where is he going? Where is he going? Is he going to pass? Is he going to come to Alex Iwobi? Wilfred Ndidi is standing by for a rebound to release a shot. But see what happened. If you do not follow the ball, irrespective of the tactics, irrespective of the system, look at how Victor Osimhen followed the play, Chelle. But look at the number of bodies that we had. And that was why this 3rd goal happened. Do you agree?
I think one thing that we've not really highlighted is the quality of that delivery.
Ooh.
The quality of the cross. For years we've been watching Super Eagles players overhit corners, overhit free kicks, and I didn't understand, because this is supposed to be the 11 players out of a country of 200 million people, and we will have free kicks that are being overhit. It didn't make sense. So that was actually my favorite goal out of the 4, because it showed that we can score from this type of position. You look at Arsenal, right? What Declan Rice is doing and their corners, they've been winning most of their games this season from set pieces. This is something that we have been waiting for. The day when the Super Eagles will capitalize from a set piece. Austin, I'm so happy.
That's right. I agree. The delivery, and this is always happening. You will see a fine delivery. Persons will just focus on the goal scorer. And we've talked about this over and over again, that from set piece position we can get something going. If it was before, Simon would have played that ball to the wall of the opponents, or to get to where we want it to go. And time again, they kept trying it. This was another lovely delivery also, but it didn't just happen. Chelle, I totally agree with you. I needed to play these highlights again, because if our football can continue this way, Chelle, you and I will not come here and be grasping.
Wait. Did you see that one, Austin? If you just rewind that one. This is what we have. No, it's not. It's the next one.
Yeah.
We got accustomed to just kicking out the ball at corners and free kicks.
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself,
that's the move coming now. Yeah.
This used to be how we used to take set pieces before. It would just be going out, wasting chances. And then you look at Arsenal, who are top of the English Premier League. Their whole gameplay right now is based off of corners.
Yeah.
And we have someone like a Victor Osimhen that's so dominant in the box. We should be, in fact, a huge part of our game should be about set pieces, just because we have Osimhen in there.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I agree. You know, and look at the way they neutralize the opponents. At every point that they are trying to do something, it is not just happening, because we have bodies going forward and tracking back. Super Eagles out. I don't just run. I wish I could go back to the. Did you see this? Did you see this also? Someone is always arriving to get the ball. Someone is always tracking back to defend, to see how they can get into spaces, do the positional play. And so Benin Republic, they were just throwing the ball out. And when this substitution happened, you talked about it yesterday, and I agree. You try to compare between Tolu Arokodare and Paul Onuachu. That Arokodare gives us that edge that we want to see in terms of energy and going forward. And that was what happened with that substitution.
Yes. You know, a huge part of Victor Osimhen's game is the aggression and the pressing that he brings to the team. You know, it energizes the whole team. When we see Osimhen come off the pitch, the energy up front reduces. So for a man of his size, Tolu does well to keep up that energy, the press. And I think it's something that he has an advantage over Onuachu. And that's why I'm happy that the coach has decided to call him. That doesn't mean that Onuachu is a bad player. It just means for this type of game, his skill set is not required. We need people that are going to go out there and are going to fight for every ball.
So Tolu Arokodare came on in the 80th minute, Chelle. And I think after that, we brought in Frank Onyeka. At 80th minute, Nigeria winning 3-0. Super Eagles still wanted more goals. And this happened. So it tells you that at the end of the day, if they are playing with purpose, let's look at the run. Again, the delivery, Chelle. The delivery.
Yeah.
The delivery. Moses Simon needed to take that ball to a difficult place, and nobody was standing with Frank Onyeka.
Yep.
If
you look, when Moses Simon got that ball, he wasn't looking to do step over, just run down to the line and cross it. That's all we need. We don't want to see step overs. We don't want to see flashy skill. We know you can do that, but that's not what's going to get us 3 points. It's the end product, and that's what was the difference between this game and previous games. It wasn't just Osimehn. It was the end product of Chukwueze and Simon Moses. That was the main difference.
Yeah, I agree, Chelle. So with this now, let me ask you this very important question. We've seen the efficacy of the team and how they came out to, deliver quality. Would you start Ademola Lookman against Gabon?
That is a very, very, very difficult question. I would hate to be in the manager's shoes right now because
No,
it's
I
a
know.
tough one. It's a tough one. For me, I think he might have to come on as a substitute. I think so because after the performance that we saw from Chukwueze and Moses last game, we need to encourage them to start. You know, who are we going to bench? Is it Chukwueze that got 2 assists last game? Or is it Simon Moses that got 2 assists last game? Which one of those two are you going to bench? And based on his current club form, you know, he's not really performed this year. It's not his fault. Yeah, he's had a huge, he's had a difficult time at club level. And I don't think he's even scored in our African qualifiers for World Cup for this series. So he might be a wild card that comes off the bench and maybe grabs the winning goal for us, and that changes his season. I think that will probably be the better option that I would go for. I would start Moses and Chukwueze based on their performances last game. And lastly, that sends a message to the team. That regardless of your status or whether you have a big name or you don't have a big name, if you're not performing, you're not playing. So yeah, I would put him on the bench.
Current form, and I like what Eric Chelle is doing already. William Ekong is not playing well. He's captain of the team. He's sitting on the bench. So when we make it that competitive, persons will know that if you have an opportunity to play, you should take it. So this is good. This is good headache for the technical crew, and it's also good for quality delivery in the team, because that's what good competition can do. I have this comment, Ogenero Isiakera. Okay. I'm sorry if I murdered it. Super Eagles just need to concentrate and stay focused to win the 2 games. I totally agree. You know, that staying focused is very, very important, particularly that they've built the momentum that we liked from the last game against Benin Republic. They need to keep it going, you know. Guys, before I continue, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do. If you haven't followed on TikTok, please do, because I'm going to start a show for the fans called The Viewer's View. There we will just dissect comments, analysis from the fans. So let's keep the comments coming. I'll start reading them now. Let's go to the next one. The Enlightened Path. The list is perfect with an exclamation mark, Shola. The list is perfect. I was expecting Paul Onuachu in the list, but it's okay. Another expected player in the team is the Beniza. Complete the name. That is Shala's guy. That is Shala's guy right there. But for the shoulder injury picked up in yesterday's match, I see. Maybe they were giving him a looking, because remember my source told me that they were looking at about 3 players. But I like the fact that they are not bringing in any new face. It's not needed. I don't think it's needed for now. Let's go through this playoff, pick the World Cup ticket, and we can start thinking about new faces. Thank you so much for the comment, guys. Keep the comments coming. That's what I'm doing now. We're reading comments. Bobby Ukaigwe, our midfield lacks creativity and numbers. And it says Tolo has no business being there, not good in the air, not clinical. I don't think I agree with what you have covered up. It's not good in the air, not clinical, Shala. I disagree.
Yeah, I think it's a harsh statement. I think it's a harsh statement. I do agree that he, for a man of his size, I think he's 6'4", he should be scoring more headers. I've seen him miss quite a few easy chances from corners, and he should be putting those away. However, I think he's done enough to be called up. Yeah,
I think so too. I think also saying he's not good in the air is I don't want to agree to that, but hey, you're entitled to your opinion, and hopefully if the player sees this, he's going to see it as a good, opportunity to improve, because I think that's what sound criticism should do. Don't say like, oh, they're coming for me or whatever. Okay, trying to get this up here, and then we go read some more comments. Just see the Super Eagles in more training sessions as we wait for the playoff to come. Bashala, do you want to say something? Said our midfield lacks creativity and numbers. Creativity, Shola, creativity. Who holds that role in the Super Eagles team, Shola?
Great question. Great question. I think in the modern day football, creativity comes from numerous sources. Those days where you just had an Okocha or a Maradona or a Riquelme or a Del Piero, football has moved on from that. One could argue that, Trent Alexander at Liverpool was Liverpool's most creative player. One could argue that. One could argue at Arsenal, Bukayo Saka, who plays on the wing, is arguably one of their most creative players. So I don't think we should label one individual as the creator. I think we should have multiple sources. So that's why, for me, I want to see Onyeka play in these games. I think as a deep line six, playing in the Champions League against Barcelona the other day, he can create from deep. That can be one source. Yeah. That allows Alex Iwobi to start higher up in the field. That's your second source.
That moment you called Alex Iwobi, my head was that was the name I wanted you to call when I asked you who owns our creativity role in the Super Eagles. Alex Iwobi look, this guy is going for his 90th cap. Do you know what it means to have played 90 times and it's just 28?
Yes.
We must start seeing workings, Shola. We must start seeing workings.
Yes, but when you analyze or you look at big clubs, the creativity doesn't just rest on the shoulders of one individual. And I think Alex Iwobi is a great player, but him being the nephew of arguably our greatest number 10 has put a lot of attention and pressure on his back. Whereas the game has changed. Even if Okocha was playing today, teams wouldn't just have one number 10. They don't have one number 10. And that's why I said, Onyeka, Iwobi, we need to share that responsibility across the team. And the reason why we need to share that responsibility is because we become harder and more unpredictable to play against. If teams
I agree, but I'm not letting go of Iwobi. He needs to lead it. I agree. But someone must lead that creativity. Someone must lead it. If you check our 94 squad, if it's Siasia or Amokachi or Yekini assisting the midfield, all of those guys were creative guys. They know how to do the switch so well. They know how to do the link up so well. They were top players. But somebody was always leading it. And they know if JJ is there, he will dribble, take out one or two persons and play a pass. If Sunday Olise is there, he can do a long pass that will break defense. That's what I say I want Alex Iwobi to be doing in the team. So yeah, go on.
Let me give you an example, Austin. Today, the club that's number 1 in England is Arsenal. Yeah? They play a midfield 3. Zubimendi, Declan Rice, and Eze today. That's their starting 3.
Okay.
2 of those players have the creative role. The first being Zubimendi. He is what we call a deep lying playmaker. Okay. Similar to Pirlo, similar to Busquets, similar to Michael Carrick, similar to Rodri. Rice is playing the role of destroyer, and Eze is playing the role of the traditional number 10. In Nigeria's system, we are trying to ask Alex Iwobi to play the Zubimendi role and Eze role. So we're asking him to do 2 jobs. So that's why I'm saying we need to split it. We need someone that's going to sit deep and create. That will allow Iwobi to create up top. That's basically where we need to get to. If Iwobi cannot do Eze's job and Zubimendi's job, he needs to do one.
Shola, I agree. A coach tells you you're a creative player, come deep to pick a pass. But bring your creativity to bear. You cannot come deep to pick a pass And then straight up, you're giving it to the guy by the wings when we want you to move so the defense can move with you. And you only have one role: don't lose the ball. Shola, don't lose the ball. So that's a very important comment. Thanks so much, Bobby Ukaigo. Our midfield lacks creativity and numbers. And I know we've talked about the numbers issue also. Shola did a good job with that. So let's keep the comments going. What's the deal with this Olakule Olusegun where there's Philip Okele? I know you like this comment. You talked about it also. But you see, I have said this over and over again. I find it very difficult. Maybe it's my training as a mainstream media guy. I find it difficult to criticize the coach's list. Because the coach, because if we want to do that, there's somebody who starts saying that there is mago in the team. And I know I have a big influence doing this job. So by the time I start saying it that way, persons will start saying, okay, I think that is what is really going on. So Philip will get his time, but this guy is saying, okay, Olakule Olusegun might just, but Shola, you can't tell me there's not one or two things that you like in Olakule Olusegun. Try. There must be one thing. I like his pace. I like his pace.
Yes, he has the raw pace, but I think from what I saw in the game against Benin and in the game against Russia, the decision making was not at the level required for this type of national team game. So he has the pace to get in the right positions, but once he gets that ball, I don't have confidence in him to make the right decision. You know, there were so many times in the game against Benin where he, as you said, he used his pace to get into great positions. In some of those occasions, he could have crossed, or he could have at least got the shot on target, but he made the wrong decisions at the right time. You know, earlier we were talking about Chukwueze and Simon Moses. We said they were being efficient. They delivered. They had output. On the back of last game, I didn't see that with Olusegun. So I'm hoping in this game he can prove me wrong, because being fast is one thing, but that's not enough for you to make it as a Super Eagles winger. And Philip Okele, he's not as fast as Olusegun. But his decision making, his ability to strike the ball and supply assists is far superior. So it's not just about speed; it's about decision making in the game.
I agree. There's a word that I want to help you with. Philip is intelligent.
Yes.
Philip is intelligent. We'll see. But for now, coach that leads the team says it is Olakule Olusegun. Those who in support say, the eyes have it. Well, we'll sit there with our Taiwo. Thank you so much for your comment. Let's keep the comments going. Taiwo again says we need to cap Michael Kayode and Honest Akano. Yes, their time will come also, Shola. Their time will come, but we should be careful how we just, dump people into the team, particularly when you're trying to build. Okay, have you subscribed to the channel? Have you subscribed? I want at least 5 persons to hit the subscribe button now before we continue, and keep the comments coming, because I'm on the comments now before we go into something else. We've done an hour, 27 minutes now. I want to wrap this up at exactly 2 hours. We're taking a look at the Super Eagles squad list for the playoff, World Cup qualifying playoff that will take place in Rabat, Morocco. It's big business. It's not a joke. Nigeria need to pick the ticket from Africa and go to the Intercontinental. Shall I run through the whole playoff team for us again from when it will kick off in Morocco on November the 13th? What needs to be done? What position we need to be at to go to the Intercontinental?
Sure. So on Thursday the 13th, we will play Gabon at 4 o'clock. 3 hours later, Congo will play Cameroon. And the winner of both games will play each other in a final 4 days later. And they will be the CAF representatives for the intercontinental competition that will take place in Mexico.
Okay.
That competition will be made up of 6 participants, 1 from CAF, 1 from Oceania, 2 from CONCACAF, 1 from South America, and 1 from Asia. out of those 6 teams, the 2 top seeded teams will wait in the final and they will not play each other. The 4 bottom ranked teams will then play 2 semi-finals against each other, and the winners from the 2 semi-finals, semi-final A and semi-final B, will then go on to play the final against ranked team A and ranked team B. At that point, if Nigeria gets to that point, due to our ranking, we are most likely going to be one of the 2 seeded teams. So we will most likely avoid, as it stands, Bolivia, who is the representative from South America. So we are looking at playing the likes of New Caledonia from the Oceania region. It could be the UAE from Asia, and it could be 2 teams from the CONCACAF region, such as Honduras, Jamaica, or Panama. CONCACAF are also doing their last round of playoffs this week. So we won't know who will be selected from the CONCACAF region. But what we know is, looking at the FIFA rankings, we are a lot higher than them on the table. So we will be one of the ranked teams.
Fantastic. I think at the intercontinental stage, I don't have any worries. The worry is this team right in front of us, Gabon. I think that's the worry. I'm not even bothered about Cameroon or Congo DR.
So you think we have a better chance with Congo and Cameroon?
Because it's all data mining, Shola. I understand this football business so well now. By the time the media starts pumping out some things about the Super Eagles out there, they already have the edge if they are getting the media conversations. But they just now need to go out there and get the job done. But we talked about the head-to-head with Gabon. And if we are to go by this, it's easy peasy for Nigeria.
Yes, but football has a weird way of doing things. In the last World Cup, I think it was Italy, who are very, very similar to Nigeria. In fact, you could say Italy are the Nigerians of Europe in terms of their football pedigree. They've won Euros, they've won the World Cup. They are a big nation, but they struggled to get through the last few World Cups because they were knocked out at playoffs against underdogs.
Yeah, there was a time they lost to North Macedonia.
Yeah, so we have to be very, very careful. In terms of head-to-head, yeah, we look like we dominate them, but this is a knockout game where anything is possible. One red card from VAR to one of our players, and suddenly we're in trouble.
And someone wants to now give us South African officials, and they think we'll take it. You want to give us South African officials, and FIFA. Just one red card will spoil everything. And no, we are not agreeing. No, Ojoro will not prevail in this playoff, because this one is serious business. South Africa, we have said what we have said. This is Abongile Tom. Is the South African official that has been appointed by FIFA for the playoff between Nigeria and Gabon. And we say we do not want FIFA. Change it. Look at the game that we show the highlights against Benin Republic. All Egyptian officials. Did we have any issue with the officiating in that game, Shola? The last game against Benin Republic. So why is CAF and FIFA all of a sudden trying to do us magu-magu? We're not going to take it. We're not going to accept it. They need to change Abongile Tom and those South African guys. They can leave the guys from Benin Republic. If they misbehave, we will share borders. We will sit in a room and talk about it. But with everything that we've seen between Nigeria and South Africa lately, we cannot accept 3 South African officials. What am I saying? We will not take one. One, we will not take. Because if they have a minister of sports that will come out and say, I hate Nigeria, I do not wish Nigeria well, I pray Nigeria will not qualify for the World Cup, FIFA cannot tell me this age and time where there is technology all over the world, news travels in lightning speed. FIFA cannot tell me that they did not hear Gaten McKenzie and his hate speech against Nigeria. That's him right there. Right after South Africa qualified, the man said, I do not like Nigeria. I do not want the Super Eagles to qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. So in case someone is now saying, what is Nigeria talking about? We have proof. This is it right there. The man doesn't like us. So we love him, but we don't want their officials. It's as simple as that, Shola. And I totally agree with you. We cannot afford to be complacent against Gabon. We must keep that momentum that we have built from the last game against Benin Republic and see where we can go from there. Let's take some more comments. Keep it coming. Taiwo Okunade also said Carlos Forbes scored against Barcelona. Now he got a call up to Portugal. We should invite players based on merit and performance. We've never debated this. It's on merit and performance. But we also said team cohesion matters, Shola. Team understanding. Blend. You go and bring Olakunle Olusegun now and tell him to play with Alex Iwobi when Alex Iwobi does not know his style of play or how he plays. No matter how good he is, there must be synergy, Shola. Am I saying something?
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
I agree with the comment. We need merit, and it needs to be based on performance. But I think the coach has done that.
Yeah. Because you can't. If you take out some of the names that persons are cool with, it's no more than 2, max 3, and we have 24 players. So that's a good selection. That's why I agree with that comment that said that the list is perfect. Emmanuel Joseph Ekele, Coach Eric Sekushero should play Chidera Ejuke in the play. We talked about this. We'll see. We say even if he plays, we don't want leg over, we don't want step you, we don't want shadowing, we don't want dancing. Just pass the ball where you have to pass the ball. Shola will answer you. Said, please, Emmanuel Joseph again said, please, someone should answer me. What is Hassan Yusuf doing in this list? Is it better than Crisanto Zucchi? We talked about this. We did. We talked about this. So let's move on. Same Emmanuel, thank you to everyone sending comments. Keep it coming. I'll read all of them before we get off the show. Happy seeing Maduka Okoye and Chidera Ejuke back in the team. That's a good one. It's heartwarming. Abdullahi Raphael, can't they convert Ejuke to play midfield role? It can, but not now. Don't experiment.
Not now.
Don't do it. Yeah, don't do it. Jimmy Morgan, good squad selection. Thank you. Formation and tactics are important. I agree. Hopefully, the squad can practice exercises that lead to goals. I'll take that again, Shola, because you see, we bigged up the last performance and we agreed that it was because of the assists and the quality of the deliveries. And that's what Jimmy Morgan is saying, that the squad can practice exercises that lead to goals. At AFCON, Lookman was the main crosser. Okoronkwo for Super Falcons, Chukwueze and Simon. He landed the way I wanted him to land. Chukwueze and Simon made the difference in the last game against Benin Republic. They need to keep that form going, Shola. I'm sure you agree.
100%.
Emmanuel again. Super Eagles should continue playing with total hunger for victory. Very, very important. Look at this comment, Shola. And we talked about it. Akposa Epepako. Lookman should sit on the bench. And nobody should say it as disrespect, because they also need that super sub function. Shola.
I actually agree with this comment. Based on the last game, we need to encourage Moses and Chukwueze for that brilliant performance. When we look at Lookman's form for club and country, he's not really got many goals or assists, and it's not really his fault. He's had a lot of issues with different managers at his club. So I think we shouldn't change the personnel too much. We should encourage and build from last game. And as you said, Lookman can have a role as the super sub and rewrite his whole season. Coming in, getting the goal that qualifies us, that can completely change the trajectory of his whole season. So I think I agree with this comment. Lookman should be on the bench.
I agree too, and yes, I know he's the top professional, but everything that is just happening with his club recently, psychologically, because I know the power of the media. With the magic bullet theory, it has the power to pierce and you must react. So when persons, particularly with social media now, and people doing and saying all sorts, family members are sharing it, showing you, friends and family and church members and everybody around you saying, oh, why the coach won't beat you now? Why the coach, why all these coaches don't like you? We play down mental health a lot. It's very, very important, you know. So I think the psychologists need to sit down with Ademola Lookman, speak to him, you know. Even his teammates might just even want to use it to jest, and the guy won't like it. You know, there you go. So a lot of things. So when we say these things, we're saying it because we are professionals, because we know, we understand. It's not beef or any kind of, you know, roadside mentality that is being applied. Thank you so much for that comment, Victor Oguntayo. Oh, you're watching from London. Thank you. Say good job, Austin. I'm loving it. I'm loving it also. Thank you so much, bro. I love it too. Next comment, Daniel Ombuna. Okoye shoot and Samuel on the right. Also, Eddie Camus country. Shall you like this, Smith? You like this comment? I know you do.
I love this comment. I think Onyeka is Nigeria's answer to Rodri. You see how Rodri controls Manchester City's midfield? Onyeka can do that for us. We just need to trust him. And the fact that he's playing against the likes of Barcelona, playing in the Champions League, it proves that he can do it at the highest level. You know, we need to give this guy a chance, because I believe that he is the key to unlocking Alex Iwobi. You know, earlier we said Chukwueze and Simon Moses, they supplied Osimehn. The same thing applies to Alex Iwobi. If we want to see the best of Iwobi, we need Onyeka in the midfield to control the tempo of the game.
We'll see. Let's see. Quantum lead. Morocco defeated Gabon 5-0 at home last December at AFCON qualifier and finished the job 4-1 in Gabon. Goals aggregate 9-1. I think Gabon doesn't have good defense. That's team weakness. So inshallah, all the noise you've been making about Gabon, someone is telling you relax, no shaking, that this Gabonese team, there is nothing to worry about. Yeah, but no game is the same. Shala, I was saying that with this comment, they're trying to tell you all your worries about Gabon should be trashed, that Gabon is not any problem for us. What do you think? Okay, I'll try to get Shala back. I think Shala is having some tech issue. He will be back. Let me just give him some time. I'll just read more comments. Let me take this back to let me see. Okay, Shala will be back. He's having some tech issue. Got it. Shala will be back, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everyone watching, wherever you are watching. I appreciate you. Thank you. Shout out to my guys on TikTok. What's going on? TikTok. Let me see. I'm trying to see if I can get this fixed. Yeah. TikTok guys, I might just be losing you soon. I don't know what's wrong with this device. It's not connecting the way I want it to. Okay. Hopefully it doesn't go off. All right. So thanks so much, Quantum Leap, for that message. Let me see. I should read your comments. I did. I read your comments and I liked it. Thank you. Hope Balogun. Well, actually, the right back is poor. Right to say someone is not doing well. We need more right back. Just support the team. Hope supports the team. Right to say Samuel, I think he does well with his forward play. I think he tracks back properly. This just support the team. Not now. I like this. This is a very straightforward comment. Great team list. Thank you so much at DGB368. Thank you. I appreciate it. If you want to be part of the conversation before Shala comes, I'm just going to drop the link now for you to join. Let me drop the link, but ensure that you're in a well-lit place, your audio is good, and I will bring you in. I promise you I'll bring you in. We'll talk sports, and we will do it for the love of the game. So I'm going to drop the link now. Send it. I will vet you before I bring you on. Be sure that you understand what we're talking about. We're having a look at the Super Eagles team list. So I've dropped it. So send me an invite. Just click on it and then get on. I will bring you up to talk about one or two things, and I'll ask you questions. This is the best comment from God's chosen Chijioke. I have subscribed. Thank you so much. Have you subscribed? Have you subscribed? Tell me in the comment section I have subscribed. Yeah, so that we can keep doing this together for the love of the game. I think Shola is ready for me now. Let me bring Shola back while we read some more comments. Welcome back. Welcome back, Shola. Welcome back.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah, I know. I understand this techie days.
I want to talk about the previous comment.
Okay, talk about it. The one on Brighton, right, Samuel?
There was two. There was one about Gabon and Morocco.
That's it. It's right there. Let's go.
Yes. Whilst I agree with that analysis, Gabon's strength is their strike force. So they have 4 attackers who are very, very good. Some of them are good enough to get into our team, actually. The likes of Aubameyang and Lamena, they could actually start for the Super Eagles. They could play for us anyway. But the defense is very, very, very shaky. That is the weak point of the Gabonese team. Their 2 centre-backs will be no match for Victor Osimhen. However, due to the amount of pressure and the importance of this game, I expect Gabon players to give the game of their lives on Thursday. In addition to that, whenever any country plays against Nigeria, they suddenly become superhuman and always remember to perform. So playing Morocco is not the same as playing Nigeria for a crucial World Cup playoff. So we need to forget about that.
And we brought that upon ourselves when we cannot beat Lesotho. We cannot beat Central African Republic. Nigeria cannot beat Zimbabwe. So you think if Gabon goes and they watch that game, it will not ginger them? If these guys can struggle against smaller teams, then yeah. I want you to comment on this. I disagreed, though. I think Osayi-Samuel is decent on his day. Players have their good days. They have the days they also struggle, but fans and the expectations, Shola.
Yeah, I think this season, Bright Osayi-Samuel is playing in Birmingham City in the Championship. He is in and out of the team. If to be honest, Hope Balogun has made a good point. He's not really playing to the standard that we have known Bright to have previously played. However, given the circumstances, Ola Aino, who's one of the best right backs in the world, is injured. So Bright Osayi-Samuel is the next best option for us.
Yeah.
Because I do believe Benjamin Fredericks is a centre back. I don't think he's a right back. So we just need to encourage Bright. But he has had a difficult season this year. I don't think he's actually starting for Birmingham right now. So yeah, this is common. I understand Hope's concerns.
Yeah, and I've also said that we should be careful how we criticize players. When they do well, say well done. When they don't do well, just support them to get better. I saw this one was straightforward, said great team list, and I said this is my best comment. This guy said I have subscribed. So have you subscribed? If you haven't subscribed, go and subscribe now, or I end this live stream. Should I end the live stream? I want you to subscribe. I want you to be part of what we're doing. I want you to engage with my videos. I've got loads of exclusives in there. I have an exclusive interview with Ashley Plumpter. It was such a heartwarming, fun interview. Go watch it. We call her Oyibo, and she's so happy with what she's achieving with the Super Falcons. And she had an option to play for England, and she picked Nigeria, and she's been fantastic. So go watch that interview with Ashley Plumpter. I've got exclusives because I was so focused. I needed to do my checks and balances on sports administration and management in Nigeria. So I spoke with the chairman of the National Sports Commission. It's over an hour long, so you know everything about sports administration in Nigeria. After 1 is 2. The director general is the number 2. His name is Bukola Olokpade. I spoke to him also. There's an exclusive interview. There are too many videos. You'll love it. I'm a big fan of the Nigeria Premier Football League. I support it in my own way. You'll see a lot of the highlights that I put there, and I do my MPFL. It's beautiful series. So let's do it together. Let's get on. More comments. Olusegun is the new player who will grow in the team and become the future of the national team. People should calm down. Necessary criticism.
Odubayo, I hear you.
It's not unnecessary, Odubayo or Mobolaji. It's constructive, and this sort of criticism, it helps, it helps to keep it going. So
I do share Odubayo's sentiments in that he's a new team. He's a new member of the team. So I do hope, and my prayer is that he grows in the team. Olusegun is a young player, so there's still opportunity, and I'm sure that the coach is seeing the potential. I think what I'm looking for is maybe here and now. We need people that can come in and deliver now because of the unique circumstances that we are in. We don't have time to experiment or give people time. We need people that can come in and deliver.
Yeah, I agree 100% to that. At the moment, we just want efficiency. Let's get in there and get the job done. You talked about this one. Of course, I said it. I want the coach to start Simon and Samuel. We must sustain that momentum. Like it so well. I'm going to, start on that. At DGB368, the defense particularly interests me. We have 2 players available for each position at the back. This is a good comment, Shola. This is good. And this was the same analysis you gave last night when you drew up your possible defenders. And surprise, all of them got into the list. Shola saw that list. There's nothing you will tell me. Shola saw it. He didn't just want to tell me, Austin, I've seen it. But you've been exposed. Nothing you will say. This one from Heritier, Enim 7010. FIFA should change the referee immediately for the spirit of fairness. Change it immediately. Zizobi, I see you. Thank you. Sit upright. Get ready. I'm going to bring you up now. I see you. So we just have, let's just put some more analysis into perspective. Let me bring Zizobi. Come on in. What's up, bro?
What's up, my man?
I greet you. Are you pumped up also for the playoff?
Yeah, that was it. Sorry, that was the day I saw you. You passed through my building. I was trying to call you, but you are not listening to me.
Oh, sorry, mate. Where was it?
Hartfield.
Oh, okay. Talk to Super Eagles list.
Yeah, I think the list is very, very good. It's a good list anyway. But the thing is that Nigeria need to up their game. If they want to win Gabon, they need to up their game. If the up they did against Benin Republic is 80, they need to add another 20 to make it 100. Because
100.
It's going to be toe. I'm telling you, these people, they are not going to leave Nigeria to ride them. No way.
Yeah.
They're going to match us from post to post. I'm telling you the truth.
I agree. Shola shares the same.
So, some people said they're going to sit back. These people, they're not going to sit back. Gabon will not sit back, because if they sit back, Nigeria will destroy them.
but maybe they will because they don't have the sort of firepower that we have up front. So they might
no,
they might want to catch us on the counter.
yeah,
So they might want to sit back, do the
I
low
know,
block.
but the way I'm seeing them, they are not going to sit back. Because if they sit back, they will conceive. They will conceive early if they sit back. And then if they conceive, they won't be able to score Nigeria goal.
We'll see. So if you want to make any prediction, what will it be?
I'm predicting Nigeria will beat them 2-0.
2-0. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. That's the best thing I've heard today. Thank you so much, Zizobi, for your time. Have you subscribed to the channel?
Yeah, I've done it.
Fantastic. All right. Thank you so much. I'll see you around again. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's it. So, Chelle, that's the excitement, we're talking about. He's a pumped up guy also, and he has predicted 2-0. You like some of the things he said?
Yeah, I think he's just encouraging the team to keep up the efforts that they did against Benin. If that was 80%, we need another 20% to make it 100%. I totally agree. I think we're all saying the same thing. We need that hunger.
Yeah. Okay. Let's take this comment from Latif. Latif said they've changed the officiating, guys. They're yet to announce it. Latif, don't be following what you're seeing. When they announced it officially, we saw it from FIFA and CAF. If they change it, give us an official announcement. We do not want South African officials. Mbanu, no way. Ojoro does not have a place in this playoff. South African top ranking official say he doesn't like Nigeria, doesn't want Nigeria to be at the World Cup, so we are not going to accept South African officials. So yes, I've been hearing that unconfirmed report says they've changed the officials. They need to change it and then announce it officially so that we get to know. No too much talk with that. Aposa, please read my comments. I did, Aposa. I did. Thank you so much for your comment. Thank you. Invisible Man, who would you start? Maduka, Okoye, or Stanley Nwabali, Chelle?
This is a very, very tough one for the coach. But this is what we want. We want the coach to have selection headaches for all 11 positions. So this is a great position for us to be in. Me personally, I would stick with Stanley. Why? He currently has the best rapport with the back line. He's been the man in goal for the past 2 years. And he came and, saved our goalkeeping situation during a very, very difficult time for the national team. So I would love to give him this one last opportunity to, prove himself that he is indeed number one. Having Maduka on the bench will also send a message to Stanley that he needs to up his game. So I think we will see a very, very good version of Stanley. And in the event that, Stanley continues to be erratic and show aggression to the opposition team and teammates, then we can then bring in Maduka. But for now, I would go with Stanley. What do you think, Austin?
I totally agree with you. I like that competitive edge. It's very important. Again, I don't want to come here and talk about, some of the things that is out there. Persons questioning his behavior, some describing him as being erratic, others saying that he's taking terrible risk. And I listened to Coach Eric Chelle in an interview he did with the mathematical Shegun Odegbami, and he said, do you guys know if it's a technical, if it's a tactics? Do you know if it's our strategy that you should put fear in the minds of the opponent? Well, maybe Nwabali was overdoing it. That was our fear, coach. And look, the game against Rwanda in New York, we're lucky that he didn't get a red card because he wasn't thinking right, And look, just because
in this game there will be VAR, so he won't be able to get away with anything. So we have to be very careful.
They need to speak to him, need to let him know that you need to calm down. This is very important. But look, the cure for a bad play is a good play. So if Maduka Okoye is giving us good play, and the calls people have right now on Stanley Nwabali will make him sit up. Say, the guy in my corner is doing well, so I must stop playing. So that's very, very important. I like that competition is right there in the team. Let's take another one. Biodun Ayedun says Gabon backlines of defense is their greatest weakness. With the kind of attackers Nigeria parades, man, I don't see Gabon escaping. I was almost saying Opeo because our forward is good. so Shala, what the fans are doing is they're telling you, look, we respect these guys, no disrespect, but with what we have as Nigeria and the Super Eagles, that no chance Gabon, no chance, Shala.
Yeah, and I would like to link this comment to the previous guy that was on the show about Gabon coming out to attack.
Yeah.
We all know that defense is their weakness. So it's in their best interest to sit back and defend. I don't see Gabon coming to play us man to man, toe to toe, trying to outscore us. No, I see Gabon coming to Morocco to defend and hit us on the counter attack. With the type of defense that they have against the likes of Victor Osimhen, it would be suicide for them to come out and attack. So I do agree with this comment. Their greatest weakness is their defense. Their defense is quite not up to the same standard as their attack. So they need to just essentially defend and park the bus. If they don't do that, the scoreline might be very ugly.
Yeah, I agree, but they need to, look, if they sit back, Shala, we're going to put pressure on them, and then they will make mistakes. They might even, do very terrible defending and get cards, and it will go to Nigeria's, advantage. But then again, these Super Eagles, when they are frustrated, they are not productive. Exactly.
That's what I think they're going to do. They're going to try and frustrate us. One thing that we've discussed is that we lack creativity. So if we don't score a goal in the first half and Gabon are just parking the bus, by the time they get to half time, they will now be full of confidence. So it's in our best interest to score early. That's what made the game against Benin so beautiful. We scored in the 3rd minute. That just reduced all of the tension, all of the pressure, so the players could play their game. I don't think Gabon will be so open in the first 3 minutes. I think they're going to be compact. They'll be very, very tight and hard to break down, and that will frustrate us. And then we'll start to blame the lack of creativity in midfield. Why can't we break them down? What happened to the match performance against Benin? So I think they will come here and just defend. If they come out and play, to Biodun's point, their defense is very weak. We will score many goals if they come out.
We'll see. We'll wait to see what Coach Eric Chelle and his technical team will come out with to, make it an easy one for Nigeria. Another beautiful comment coming up. Uche Chilaka, I have subscribed. This. Look, each time you say you have subscribed, you take Nigeria closer to a win against Gabon. So guys, please go and subscribe, and let's give Nigeria the win. We have my South African subscribers, my South African fans. I see you, I feel you, I like your comments. I don't take anything personal. Thank you for engaging with the channel. I'll be reading some of the comments that I got from my South African followers, and then we'll use that to wrap up the show. Silas, no experiment for now. I go with the same lineup against Benin. I agree. We talked about it too. Yeah, no experiments. We don't want that. Just go out there and get the job done. Thank you so much, Silas. Ataiwo again saw the game between Azulte and Dende last night. I dream of a midfield of Tochukwu Ndidi, Akinsamiro, Onoche, Ogbelo, Victor, later the defense of Benjamin and Vince Osuji. Have you been having the same dreams, Chelle?
Yes, we've been having the same dreams. This is the next generation of Super Eagles. The likes of Onuchi Ogbelu had a great Club World Cup. He played for the Tunisian team. He's a very, very talented midfielder. Akinsamiro is doing very well in Serie A for Pisa. Victor Elutu is from the AC Milan academy. He's a very, very creative playmaker. That kind of profile that the Super Eagles need. Benjamin Fredericks, we all know Benjamin Fredericks. What a revelation he's been. Vince Osuji is also in Belgium, another very rugged defender. So this is the next generation, and I'm glad to see that Eric Chelle has already started commenting on 2 or 3 of these individuals. It shows us that he's playing for now, but he also has one eye on the future.
We'll see. We will see. So that's it for those of you who haven't seen it. The 24 Super Eagles for the 2026 FIFA World Cup Africa Playoff Tournament. It will kick off November the 14th, the 13th. So like the 13th or 14th?
13th.
November the 13th in Rabat, Morocco. So Eric Sekushel called up these 24 players. So feed your eyes on it. And if you don't see the person that you think should be there, let us know. I will talk about it. Uche Chilaka, Eagles just fly high. This thing will, did I say win the World Cup? We'll win trophies. Don't worry. What we don't need are injuries. I totally agree with you. So all the best. So Super Eagles, Silas again. Awazian will play the right back. I don't trust Bright based on his performance against Jamaica. Jamaica, long. Come on, bro.
Also, I don't think Bright played against Jamaica.
It wasn't that team. No, it wasn't that team.
It was Ishmael in the local.
Sadiq Ismail,
Yeah, he played right back against Jamaica.
And I thought it was decent too, but if I bring the home-based angle now, people will Right, no, I won't go there. Not now. Football is a very delicate place, so I will not do that. So you guys will not come for me, but it's all good. It's okay. Let's see. Joe Phil, don't mind them that sit somewhere and continue to comment. No, it's not nonsense, bro. We'll do it for the love of the game. Okay, no nonsense on this channel. We all learn, and everybody will be fine. I believe our coach and the players have subscribed too. Okay, they should subscribe. I like it. Thank you so much, Acosta. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. Oh, look at Zizo showing us love. Gave me money. Zizo gave me money. This is look. I'm going to start this comment. I'll frame it. He said, "Thank you, Austin," and he gave me money. Zizo gave me money. Thank you so much. Our players need to press them. Mark every ball. Thank you. So guys, that's the end of the comments. If you want to come on, I'll drop the link again. It's right there on the comments. You can go see it. Let me see if I can. This is the link, guys. So yeah, that's the link right there. If you want to be part of the conversation, just click on it. It will bring you into the room. I'll look at you, see your fine face, make sure that you're in a proper setting, you know your football, and then I'll bring you on. Let's talk about this Super Eagles list for the playoff tournament. It's against Gabon, and unfortunately the device on TikTok has gone off, so I'm sorry for the guys on TikTok, but we are rocking and rolling with my YouTube people. Okay, so that's about it. Let me get into some of the comments before I bring Shola, and then we'll wrap it up. The comments that I've been getting from my South African brothers and sisters, my beautiful subscribers. You guys don't know how much I love you guys for engaging with my platform. I love it. So I got this message from Isaac right after I talked about that dirty politics that is going on that I said I do not like. And Isaac Moselana, he wrote to me, he said, "Austin, what do you mean Mosepe has been trying to build business out of football in Africa? What do you mean by trying?" He said, "You literally are from a country where football has no business sense. You do not even reside in the country mostly because of its inefficiency. You want to come after a man who made CAF the best institution ever? You agree that his work is nothing because you want to harass FIFA to take Nigeria to the World Cup. You rant here Your rant here is the reason why I'm praying Nigeria not to go to the World Cup. You are willing to disregard the work Mosepe made with CAF over an issue you yourself admit that you're not challenging the integrity of the officials. You do not have a problem with the integrity of the officials, yet your rant is meaningless. Okay, then your rant is meaningless. You're a reporter. Use facts and not emotions. Nigeria deserves to watch the World Cup at home. They could not beat Zimbabwe and Lesotho at home. They must stay home. Thank you so much, Isaac. You see, it's because I want to prove to you that it's all love. That's why I'm reading your. Let me start from the first paragraph. You said, what do I mean by Mosepe is trying? Yes, Mosepe is trying. Mosepe is trying. African football is not there yet. Look at what happened with the CHAN. It was a big mess up. A big tournament like that was postponed. And whether or not we agree, we can come out and say, oh, it's infrastructure from Tanzania, Kenya. Nah, it's CAF. It's a leadership problem. Because if CAF had done their underground work, if they had, done the work of proper risk analysis, if they followed compliance, if they followed the scope of the project, we would have had the CHAN tournament when we needed to. What about infrastructure? What about the dirty politics going on? Do you want to say what happened in Bloemfontein for Nigeria versus South Africa? We should overlook it because I'm from Nigeria. Is that the standard? Is that what we should know African football for? No, think about it, bro. That's what I'm saying. When we come out and say these things and we put a bit of bias to it, then we're not helping African football. That's the point I've been trying to make as regards this issue. No beef because I'm from Nigeria. I'm just saying, let's do the right things and let's do it for the love of the game. Okay? No. Oh, if you say the guys have integrity, yes, they have integrity. I'm not doubting their integrity one bit. But with everything that has happened between Nigeria and South Africa, from the qualifiers to all of the shenanigans that I've seen, then they should change the officials. Isaac, it's as simple as that. You say you want to come after a man who made CAF the best institution ever. We have agreed, how is CAF the best institution ever? Isaac, what's wrong with you? Are you playing with me? Stop it. Stop it. CAF isn't the best, institution ever. Stop. They are learning and we're growing. And constructive criticism from you and I can get, and get us to that place where we want it to be. We'll make progress. Thank you so much for your comments. But when you come out now to say that I should use facts and not emotions, you should take away your emotions, take away your South African heart, take away your mask on your face of the South African, and you'll see that everything I've been talking about, they are based on facts. It's all facts. It's out there for you to see, Isaac. I know you just wanted to reply, just want to talk to me. I appreciate it. I like when my followers, my subscribers engage. So keep it coming. I appreciate, but hey, it is what it is. It's wrong to appoint South African officials for a crucial game between Nigeria and Gabon at the playoff. You see, you did not say anything about what your sports minister talked about, and that's the bias. Isaac, you ignored everything Gaten McKenzie said, that he does not want Nigeria to be at the World Cup. Isaac, what's the problem? Why did you do that? If we're talking about facts, you should have brought that in. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much, Isaac. I appreciate it. Let's go to the next comment. Let me see. This one, can't really see it, but yeah, Nigeria wants everything to go their way. You want to pick the stadium, the officials, the duties, and okay, I see. Honestly, if you don't believe in the integrity and professionalism of these referees, then don't play the match. Simple. Because as soon as FIFA caters to every individual team's whims and wishes, then no match will ever take place. Where whatever beef there is between South Africa and Nigeria has nothing to do with the referees. Now we can't wait for Nigeria to feel comfortable. I like how you're trying to wash your hands clean of the point deduction matter, as if you weren't writing letters to FIFA and your contacts. You are speaking from both sides of your mouth. Your actions were going to be perceived as influencing the actions of FIFA, whether you like it or not. What's wrong with you, South Africans? What is the problem? Small me, it's my action that will influence FIFA's decision. Yes, I wrote letters. Yes, I made video. I made commentaries at FIFA. What's going on? Chelle, did Nigeria suffer it with Shehu Abdullahi? Were we not got 3 points when we fielded Shehu Abdullahi? So what's the problem? So we said FIFA. South Africa committed player eligibility breach in March, April, June, July, August, September ending was when we now heard from FIFA. So we shouldn't ask questions. Isn't that the role of the media, being the watchdog to the society? Come on, guy. I'm a trend. Look, I've been on this job, doing this business since 2008. It's not that you could come here and come and tell me. So we said, FIFA, what's going on? Is there preferential treatment going on? Somebody delayed that judgment from FIFA for us to play South Africa in Bloemfontein so that they will see the direction of the table. That was what happened. So after we played South Africa and didn't lose in Bloemfontein, they now went on and they sanctioned South Africa. And you said that is because I was talking to and calling my contact. So this small me, and I called my contact and say, oh yeah, go and punish South Africa. Go and punish South Africa. See, if we take away our biases as Africans and just decide to do the right things, football in Africa will grow, to get better. I just needed to read those comments, and I'll continue to do that. It's my own way of, appreciating you guys for engaging with the platform and, getting the conversation going, particularly making it fun and exciting, just like this comment from Stylers. I like this sort of comment, but don't come here and make my home-based players look like they don't know football. I'm going to get you arrested, Stylers. What do you mean by it was so terrible? Let's be sincere. I'm not saying bring home-based players now, Chelle, but didn't the home-based players at the Unity Cup, didn't they impress?
They tried. I think they made a good.
Sikiru Alimi was decent, wasn't it? Decent. He gave good covering for Cyril Dessers. Why are you doing your head like that, Chelle? Why are you? I tried to. Why are you stuttering, Chelle? What are you guys doing to my home-based players? I love them regardless. You guys are wasting your time, and their time will come, because if we give the attention we need to our league, you guys come to look at South Africa. Look at South Africa. How many players from Mamelodi Sundowns and Orlando Pirates? They practically played the World Cup qualifiers for South Africa. That's the level we want to take our league, Chelle.
What happened when these guys came to Remo Stars last month? What was the score?
Chelle, it happened. It was South African national team that because when you have about 14 players from Mamelodi Sundowns in Bafana, what do you expect? These guys have been playing together for like forever.
Yeah.
And they are coming from a better league system. And whether or not people will agree, I've said it, that if Remo Stars were playing in Elation Remo, they're playing their home ground, they will not lose 5-1. They were playing in Abeokuta. This is the problem. Asfa couldn't beat 2-3 years ago. Asfa FC of Morocco couldn't beat Remo Stars. Let's be sincere. They played goalless in Morocco, and I think they lost 1-0 in Ikene. If they were playing their games, even Rivers United will struggle. They do not have a CAF standard pitch, so they are going to be playing in Uyo. You now have your fans. There's just something about playing football on your home turf. You train there, you know the ground, you understand the behavior of the pitch. So that's the problem. Until we do these things, until we understand that football is serious business and it is the amount of investment you put in it, is giggle, garbage in, garbage out. It is what you sow, you reap. It's as simple as that, Let's take some more comments from I'll just stay with Iroha. I've been reading the Gabonese newspapers. There seems to be issues within their national team bordering around bonus payments and organization. This, to some extent, is an advantage to the Super Eagles. Yes, but it can also be motivation for them, Shola, that they're having problems now. It can actually be what will help them to, see how they can put their problems aside and go on to do something for the playoff. Don't you think so?
Yes, I 100% agree with you. They can actually use this to motivate themselves to get to the World Cup. Because what a lot of what teams have done in the past is they will allow the bonuses to increase, and then just before they get to the World Cup, they said they're not going to play anymore. So getting to the World Cup is actually in their best interest if they want to receive that money that they owe.
Yeah. Matthew has a very interesting comment. Matthew, please, I hope Semi Ajayi is not on that list. Why? Why shouldn't Semi Ajayi be on the list? You see what we're saying? Was Semi Ajayi not decent in the last game? He was. Semi Ajayi is on the list, but he has 2 yellow cards. He's going to miss the game against Gabon, and hopefully, if we advance, they're going to play him in the next. Yeah. But why does this guy have a problem with Semi Ajayi being on the list?
I don't know for him. I think Ajayi with his level of experience, he's played in maybe 1 or 2 AFCONs. He's 28, 29 now. He's a good experienced player. He's been with the Eagles for a long time. He knows the squad. He knows the team. In the last performance, I thought he played well. Even if he doesn't start, because I still think Benjamin Fredericks and Bassey should be our starting centre-backs. He's a good option to have on the bench.
I agree. Sometimes I think he's slow, but he's also intelligent, And when we need him up there, he makes good use of his height,
Yeah.
He's good with the area dwells. And remember, I even scored a goal for us against Lesotho in the first game for the World Cup qualifier. So Semi Ajayi is pretty decent, guys. Last comment, unless I get new ones. Last comment, Augustine, please forget that South Africa guy's comment. I will read it for the love of the game. It's all love, So yeah. Shola, what will be your parting shots on this list and everything I've talked about?
This list has given me confidence that the coach knows what he's doing and he knows what's required to get us to the World Cup. I'm very confident that we will beat Gabon. I'm not so sure it will be as smooth against Congo. I'm worried. I have serious concerns about getting past Congo. And what that means is I think Congo will beat Cameroon, but they have the ability to cause us huge problems, and that's what I'm worried about.
They might just look up negative. They will just play negative football and use their physicality. Our boys will use intelligence to put that down. And if we get offensive, good enough. And if your guy Alex Iwobi gets into that creative mood that I always call for, before you know, they will get 2 red cards and they are done. So I'm not bothered. Yeah, because of the 2 yellow cards of Semi Ajayi we missed in the game. Go on, Chelle.
Yeah, I also shared that sentiment initially, but then I also realized that what happens if we get to the final against, let's say, Congo, and one player gets injured and another player gets a red card against Gabon, and so now they're disqualified against Congo. So bringing Ajayi in for the final makes sense because anything can happen against Gabon. We could lose 2 players through suspension. So I think he's just extra coverage. We know he cannot play against Gabon, but we may need him in the following game. So that was very, very smart by the coach.
Very smart. I agree. I like it too. Okay, Chelle, thank you so much for your time. This has been fun again. We did another 2 hours. And that's the we're talking sports. By the time we now bring in the English Premier League into this conversation, we'll be going 5 hours and we'll not even know. But let's get this playoff out of the way because that's our own. That's our pride, as Nigerians. And then hopefully they will crown it for us, qualify for the World Cup. Shall I imagine you and I right there in Canada, if Nigeria is in Canada, and then we're doing the show right from the Super Eagles base? It will be so much fun. So I must say thank you so much, Allah. Always a delight. We should be back tomorrow with Tintin, if Tintin is available, and then we'll have a more robust conversation on the Super Eagles list.
Yes, tomorrow night. Yes, that's correct. Yeah. So thank you so much for having me, Austin. Thank you to the guys on YouTube. I really enjoyed your comments. Thank you for TikTok comments. As Austin said, please subscribe, like, and comment. I'll speak to you soon. Thank you.
Right. Thank you too, Chelle. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for engaging with us. Oh, this was fun. 2 hours, almost 2 hours, 30 minutes. What do you think? Let's keep the conversation going as regards the Super Eagles and their quest to qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. The list is out now. As you can see, it's generating loads of conversations. Who should have been there? That isn't there. Who is in the list? That shouldn't be. Can this list beat Gabon, Cameroon, or Congo DR and make it to the intercontinental stage to qualify for the World Cup? I think it's a lot of work, but hey, the team, I think they've got the quality. They put themselves in this situation. They need to find a way to get themselves out of this situation. Thank you so much for doing this with me. Tonight, I'm waiting for a confirmation of the time. I want to get into that $1.2 million scam, scandal, whatever issue, as regards those stadium construction in Nigeria. So I've been speaking to one of the consultants, the contractors. I want to bring him in. Let's ask them questions. Let's hold our leaders accountable, because that's a good way we can fix football, sports in general in Nigeria. Thanks so much. Officially, I'm Austin Okonakpan on the streets. I'm proudly Austin, and I love it when I engage with you guys, because on this platform, it's the fun factory, sports, entertainment, and so much more. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'll be back again. I don't even feel like going. It's been so much fun doing this with you guys. But let me go get some rest so I can come back again in the evening. And then tomorrow we'll continue, because there'll be more, there'll be details as regards this list that has been released by Coach Eric Sekou for the playoff tournament that will kick off on November the 13th in Rabat, Morocco. Did you like everything we talked about? If you did, then let's do it again. I'll see you around again. That's it. Let me stay for a few. Let me just give you the highlights of that game between Nigeria and Benin, I think. Let me see if that's what I have.
If it's 1-0, then we'll go to head-to-head and away goal scenarios. If it's 2-1, the position between Nigeria and Benin, it will be decided on fair play, etc. But we'll look into that as we go. Leonard Rowe, who's the man who's looking to try and lead his way. Here we go then. Kick off, and Nigeria come up against Benin. Nigeria playing in Eric Chelle for these two matches in October. Great ball over the top, a little bit too fast, just to give you an idea of, the size. That's a great through ball. Victor Osimhen on his right foot, gets the shot, he gets the goal. Nigeria, within 3 minutes, have taken the lead. A solid, slick through ball and a fantastic finish from the deadly striker Victor Osimhen. And the fans are already out of their seats. The musicians are making the noise. And the players are celebrating. That is the ideal start for Nigeria. That's great work from the big man, Benjamin Fredericks, another defender who's proving his work. Lovely, lovely touch there. Nice, slick work from Adam Zakor, and he's now victory would, of course, send South Africa through. Ideal scenario now for Bafana Bafana. I know how they play completely. There's it's just a little bit too far-fetched over the top there. And Kiki trying to get past his man, Benjamin Fredericks, winning the foul. He's losing to the Côte d'Ivoire. Wonderful pass back. There's the shot coming in. Comfortable on the ball now. Is Kiki sending the ball forward before they had to make a U-turn because of a cracked windscreen. There's the lofted ball over to the right-hand side. Challenge with don't look flustered. And they got players who like to run the lines. Here's excellent chance down here for Huntonji. Andreas this time. Plays for 6'3", tall striker. And he'll try and get away from his man. Goes over the top nicely in. Swiftly accelerating and finding pockets of space. There's the delivery. It's gone way. Pretty much. Oh, there's a good opportunity. The ball's gone through. There's an offside call there on Victor Osimhen, who just ghosted in by Akor. Gets it back to Chukwueze. Defenders back in position. High ball over the top. Victor Osimhen doesn't manage to steer his header towards Janjanu's goal. But a fine attacking move here for the fast-moving Chukwueze. Gets the ball down to the left-hand side. Alex Iwobi trying to get the ball across. Victor Osimhen. Donji will take this. High ball into the penalty box. Long ball, Victor Osimhen. The acceleration trying to get between the two defenders, applying a lot of pressure. They know that they win this game, they qualify for their first ever FIFA World Cup, and that in itself is the groups, the 9 groups. High ball from Kiki, right over the 5-4-4 scenario. Good through ball, excellent chance here. Huntonji just getting his shot driven into the side netting. Andreas with fine force, little touch there from Nwabali, and the resulting corner from Doku. Very calm. They got an overlap here with a chance. It's out wide by Huntonji. It's a little bit too far there for Tamimu Uru. And it runs over the line for a goal kick appearance. Here he is, the former Canary of Nantes. Low, not ideal. Sanusi trying to get the right pass over. Gets it over. Oh, he just couldn't connect. Chukwueze. Verdon Sport. Chukwueze. He's a great delivery! Oh, that is perfectly placed for Victor Osimhen. Goal number 5 for the Nigerian frontman. But the delivery was sumptuous. Quality goal scoring. And Janjanu didn't have a chance. But you've got to look at the pinpoint accuracy of Samuel Chukwueze's cross from the right. Quality delivery with that left foot for the header. Osimehn trying to pick it up once again. Does he get the corner? I don't think he does. To Simon. Haven't really seen him light up the pitch just yet. It's a high ball that comes over, and Osimehn gets his boot. If you're a linguist. Goal kick. Strong protection of the ball from the Porto left back. Gets a little bit of a tap to the yang. 2 goals have been scored. Victor Osimhen is the hero so far. Half of the job done. Well, just unable to deal with Victor Osimhen and Samuel Chukwueze. Get themselves into this. They were top of the table coming into this final. Here we go then for the ball out wide to Osimehn. Osimehn uses that pace, loves to take the player on. It's parried away there. Long crossfield ball, that's wonderfully controlled. It really was from Tosin. Tosin getting the ball across. Way there by Ajayi. Still in their possession. Wuru lofted over into the penalty box. Great opportunity there. And when he can't get on the end of it, strong defensive work. Oh, that's wonderful play. Excellent play there from Osimehn from the right side. Watch out for Osimehn. Once again, it comes right across. Oh my! Come on, hat-trick time! Victor Osimhen! The hat-trick hero. The delivery was top-notch from Osimehn. He didn't have a chance, Marcel Janjanu. 2 headers, 3 goals. He is unstoppable. He loves to pounce on those kind of... This campaign, tonight is the night. And Nigeria looking for a 4th goal. It was a little... Side as Toussaint. That's not the right ball, is it, over the... Here's the corner for Osimehn. Far post, it goes right over the top, and here's Osimehn, lots of time. He's got an overlap down to the left-hand side, gets the ball out, nicely done. There's the ball that's... I don't know what that was really, but Seydou Sanusi knows that he's trying to get away from his man, but the defence looks pretty solid at the moment. Little surge, yeah, it's not even. Over the left-hand side, Benin. The Cheetahs go... Mooney, back out, nice little touch from Kiki. Cross comes over. Good dangerous ball that's been delivered. How he didn't manage to deal scenario midway through the second half. Resulting corner coming in. It goes over, taken time. Can he get a shot in? He bides his time, waits. Can he play the assist? That's perfectly delivered. The shot doesn't come. That will be delivered here by Dosu. Dosu, front post, it's met very comfortably. Julio Olotan goes over the crossbar. Appreciation time for Victor Osimhen. He will make way. He will be heading off. Simon, will he take on his man? He's going to go down into the penalty box, gets the ball across. Oh, there's a whipping chance, the volley! They got the 4th goal! Brilliant stuff, that really was! And a fine strike indeed to offer them goal number 4. Frank Onyeka off the bench, and a goal-scoring hero. And this is what it's all about. Eric Chelle has masterminded the perfect changes, the tactical...